Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new cooking episode. Today I'm going to be cooking poutine because I miss my girlfriend very much, and poutine is a Canadian delicacy that I've never tried before. And granted, this is not going to be pure genuine poutine that you would find on the streets in Canada, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it the best I can considering circumstance. So what I did is I got some cheese curds that I'm going to melt. I've got some mixed brown gravy, which I find better than making your own homemade. I've got a bag of russet tomatoes, and I bought some vegetable oil. You can use any type of cooking oil. Vegetable to me is just the cheapest and easiest to work with when you're deep frying your fries. So everything is going to be basically genuine except for the brown gravy, but I'm going to be okay with that because it's still going to be really good, as you're going to find out. So what I've got going is, as you can see in this blurred out background, I've got the water boiling to melt the cheese curds, and I've got the water going for my brown gravy. Also, I've got the vegetable oil cooking, but that's off camera. So let's get this going. Let's start by slicing up the potatoes as we see that these are boiling very much. Alright, let's turn this down. Let's turn this off. Get yourself a wire whisk. Rip open that brown gravy. Pour it right on in there. Get a good brown gravy mix. So now that the gravy is done stirring, I also noticed that my water for the cheese curds is boiling. So, in old school fashion, we're going to take a good old bite of a cheese curd. Oh man, these are going to be good, you guys. You check this out. Take the cheese curds, put them in a little bowl here. Put that bowl right into that boiling water. Leave a little bit of room for that heat to escape. Make sure that you're not boiling up and making explosions all over your kitchen. But it's like melting chocolate. What you're going to do is you're going to let the heat from the boiling water heat up the bowl and melt the cheese, so you basically have a little bit of some cheddar nacho cheese. The gravy needs to sit for a little bit to thicken up. I made it a little bit more watery so it can be more of a bit of a dressing instead of more of a thick pastiness on my fries. But also our vegetable oil. I'm starting to feel a little bit of heat coming out of this bad boy, so we're going to cut up these russet potatoes. You need yourself a little bit of a bowl of cold water. Room temperature works as well. I went and I rinsed these off really quick. And you need yourself a way to cut potatoes. I'm lucky I have a potato cutter slicer thingamabobber. So I'm going to take this here, slip the potato in, and very carefully start to slice the potato like so. And then this cold water is just going to help the potato make it so that it cooks evenly throughout the process. Make sure that you don't forget to get the extras at the end of every cut. I don't know how many potatoes we're going to go for here, but we'll have to find out. Sometimes your potato cutter doesn't go all the way through. Find yourself a different potato. Get a new guy in there. The water also acts as a bit of a anti-starcher so that the fries don't stick together while they're deep frying. And make sure that it cooks evenly, you get a good even coating of color, and that they just turn out as best as they can. So once you let these fries sit for a little bit, you're going to just want to slowly dip them in the deep fryer every so often, just to make sure that your deep fryer is packing up some good heat. James. Make sure that you strain your potatoes, otherwise very loud noises come from your deep fryer. Also make sure that your deep fryer isn't too full and isn't too empty. You don't want splashing everywhere, but you also don't want to not have enough. Clear the area because you're going to get some splashing. You do not want to burn yourself. Always invite your cat to cook food with you. Meow. Now once your oil is ready, get a spatula, clear the area. I suggest cooking gloves. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab a spoonful and slowly set them into the fryer. You're going to have to watch the levels because you don't want it to get too high. Might take a couple tries, and you just make sure that you don't get any electrical stuff wet. If so, dry it off. Just make sure you don't overfill it. Make sure you keep an eye on it. Stir it around every so often. What you're going to do while that's boiling, and this might take a couple tries, a couple attempts, a couple do-overs. So you're going to want to get a plate ready and some paper towel. Throw a couple layers of paper towel onto that plate, because this is where all of your fries are going to go when they're done deep frying. It's a good way to get the oil off, let them dry off a little bit, cool down. Also, while you're melting your cheese, it's okay to microwave it if it's not going fast enough. The melting over a boiling pot is a slow way, it gets a little bit more even. Microwave is just kind of that steamed, clean way of boiling and melting your cheese. Whenever you consider your fries done, gently scoop them onto your plate. Make sure that you can get as many of them as possible. Drain them out as best as you can before you take them out. Obviously you're not going to get all of them, which is okay, because you will have to clean out the bowl at the end anyway. But just get the big ones, get the ones that are the most menacing, the best looking ones. Then start that process all over again. One good tip for putting more in at once: put a batch in, wait for the bubbles to go down, wait for the bubbles to go down, that way it doesn't overfill, it doesn't overflow, you don't have to clean up a mess later. And then once you think that the bubbles are at a good enough level, throw in the next scoop right away. Also be sure to throw some salt onto these. And just because you can, make sure that they taste delicious. So once you've gotten everything all set and ready to go, these fries here, dry enough, throw them suckers right on the plate. Get a good even coating there. Obviously it's going to get pretty messy. They're still a little bit damp, but that's okay. You can just take these here paper towels, kind of squish them, soak some of that last little bit of oil off of them. Then we've got the brown gravy, which was nicely mixed. Just going to pour some of that right on top of these here fries. You don't want to bathe them, but you do want an even coating. So you want to just dribble some slowly over everything. That looks pretty good there. Then we've got the cheese. I had a little bit of problem with the curds. The protein didn't exactly break down like I'd wanted to, but we do have a nice syrupy, nice little cheesy coating. I threw in a little bit of milk and a little bit of water. So we're just going to do the same thing with that like we did with the brown gravy. Again, you don't want to pool it. It's going to pool a little bit because it's a little bit moistery, but you don't want to go overboard. And then once you're done with that, the key components are in. Throw a little bit of pepper on top of that. I'm going to throw a little bit of Parmesan cheese on here just to add some color. And a little bit of basil also for some color. So once you've got all that done, take one of these here bad boys. Get a good coating of everything in there, the gravy, the cheese. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, you have some of the best Canadian food right in front of you. Man, I could eat this all on camera, but I don't have enough memory card space. Why do us Americans not eat this every single day? Are you kidding me? This is probably the best thing ever. Oh my goodness gracious. It's cheesy. It's like when you go to the ballpark and you get some cheese fries. But mashed potatoes are naturally meant to be with gravy. And since I cut up and deep fried my own potatoes, I put enough salt on, but not too much. Oh man, I don't care how messy this gets either. Yeah, the Parmesan cheese, basil, pepper, all flavors pop out. And to be honest, as an American, didn't think the mashed potato gravy, the brown gravy, with the cheese would be a good mix. I am crazy for thinking that. I mean, just look at this plate. Look at that. Like I said, it's a little bit soupy. Put a little bit too much cheese in there, but where it's not soupy, it's fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see me cook something else, make my own homemade recipe, let me know. Enough likes, probably about 15 likes. I'll put the recipe down below for those who are curious to try it for their own. This, seriously guys, is just too good. I might just end up eating this whole plate on camera. Oh my gosh. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you in my next videos. I'm talking with a mouthful of poutine. Enjoy your days. Have a good eats. Live, love, and prosper. And just make every day as great as you can. Because you're not going to get back. And you can just make tomorrow that much better. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Head bump.